Given the increasing divorce rates in Singapore, it will be helpful to understand more about divorce and the legal requirements for it. Before we answer what the legal requirements for a divorce are, it is important to understand what a divorce is. A divorce is basically an ending of marriage through a court order. Ending suggests that this is permanent. If the married couple does not want something permanent, then they might want to consider a separation instead. Before the court orders for a divorce, it must be satisfied that the application for divorce is based on proper grounds. Let's look at the legal requirements now. Firstly, the married couple must have been married for at least 3 years before they can apply for a divorce. The 3 years begins on the date of registration of marriage. Secondly, the court must be convinced that the marriage is beyond repair. There are mainly 5 legal grounds to show that the marriage is beyond repair: adultery, unreasonable behavior, desertion, 3 years of separation with the spouse's consent, and 4 years of separation without the spouse's consent. Arguably, the simplest ground is 3 years of separation with the spouse's consent. Let's study that in more detail. To succeed on this ground, the parties must have lived separate households for at least 3 years. This means that they no longer enjoyed the benefits of being man and wife for at least 3 years. Moreover, the separation must be voluntary. In other words, it would not be counted if one spouse has to go overseas or live somewhere else because his job requires him to. In short, there are 3 criteria to be fulfilled for this ground to succeed. First, the parties must choose to live separate households. Second, the parties must live separate households for at least 3 years. Third, there must be formal consent from the other party or spouse. This means that the consent must be written and filed in court. It is important to note, however, that the consent may be withdrawn at any time before the divorce is finalized. It would also help if the divorce is uncontested. In other words, there is no dispute and an agreement on all issues, including the grounds for divorce, the maintenance for the spouse and the children, the care and custody of the children, access to the children, the costs of legal proceedings, division of matrimonial property, and an approval from HDB for the division of the flat where a HDB flat is concerned. If both parties can agree on these issues, the divorce will be uncontested. There are several advantages of this. It is definitely faster since it will only take 4 to 6 months to complete. There will be lower costs involved, and finally, there is no acrimony or disputes, and as a result, there will be less impact on the children, if any. Well, that's uncontested divorce in a nutshell. This was a project brought to you by AUP Law Corporation. For more information, do contact us or take a look at our related topics.